Hello, hello, hello. This is SideQuest Ramblings and Gridiron and More, the two channels. If you haven't seen the previous video or if I haven't posted it yet, basically I'm going to be having these two channels, the SideQuest Ramblings, which is just going to be like 15 minutes and under videos, and then Gridiron and More is going to be the more long-form content, and yeah. So the NFL playoffs are going to be starting this week, and I'm going to kind of give my take on how I think it'll play through. Let's start with the AFC here. So first matchup, Chargers, Texans. So Texans been having a rough go at it lately. Kind of limping into the season. And I think the Chargers are going in a little bit stronger. They're doing good with their new coach. They seem to have sort of their plan together. I don't think they'll win it all. But I do think they'll beat the Texans. And listen, I like CJ Stroud. I had high expectations for him because of his rookie season. And I think a lot of people did. And that kind of backfired on us, where we looked at the Texans now like, dang, okay. Yeah, you're really just not doing what you could have. But hey, they made the playoffs twice. No one really had expectations for Texans last year. Made the playoffs back to back. That's a good start. I like their team because they have Joe Mixon, also Nico Collins. They've had injuries, though, that have set them back, but also just inconsistent play. So I am going to say Chargers move up. Steelers, Ravens. Now, the last time the Ravens faced the Steelers, Ravens got their get back, and Lamar kind of proved, okay, I can play against the Steelers. I can play good against the Steelers. Yeah, Derrick Henry, Zay Flowers. I mean, defensively, they're not the best they could be, but they're decent enough. Steelers are also kind of limping in, like the Texans. Offensively, they're stagnating, and defensively, they're letting people get the better of them in crucial moments, and also just have been just blown out, sort of. So, I think based on the last way it played out and kind of the momentum Ravens have, I think Ravens are going to be moving on. Okay, Broncos and Bills. So, I mean, the Bills, Josh is playing Superman this season. Will probably get an MVP. I think it is really a toss-up between Ravens. I mean, between Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. I think Lamar Jackson, though, isn't going to get it because he's gotten two already. I think if he didn't, he would get it. But I think Josh Allen's going to get his first MVP here. His team isn't, I think, as well-rounded and good as the Broncos, but they're playing good enough, and Bills got some momentum here. The rest of their guys, I had my Patriots lose the first round draft pick. Very unfortunate. I think they're gonna beat the Broncos, but I do think the Broncos have a good setup though. They're feeling themselves that they're beating the Chiefs. Those were the backups, but they still crushed the backups, which is nice to see. Bo Nix, rookie, he's doing good. I mean, it looks bright for the Broncos' future for sure. Since Sean Payton showed up, there's been this increasing trend to it. Maybe they'll surprise the Bills, but I think the Bills are going to be moving on here. All right. Let's jump over to NFC next. And then we can do the divisional rounds, sort of go back and forth. Vikings, Rams. I like the Vikings this year. I did not have any expectations for them at all, so they surprised me. I always kind of like the Rams, mostly because their players help me in fantasy. Their running back's good, Puka's good, Cooper's good, Tutu Atwell, Matthew Stafford is good. He's still there. Not as good as he used to be. I think there's been like a step back. But I think they're still good. They rested their starters. I think the Vikings are sort of reeling from their loss to the Lions, but I think they're still going to be able to beat the Rams. But I would actually not be surprised if the Rams won. I would not be surprised, which is why I accidentally started highlighting them. No, I do think the Vikings are going to win, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams did. I think it's going to be a good game. Okay. The Commanders and the Buccaneers. Now, the Commanders this year have been also a surprise, sort of having a CJ Stroud kind of momentum here with their rookie quarterback. I think they're doing even better than how CJ Stroud is, and I actually trust Washington more than I think I would have trusted the Texans last year in the playoffs. I think they're a good team, but I think the Buccaneers will win. Now, partially that is like, oh yeah, the Bucs were amazing, you know, they're my favorite team, this and that. But I think the Bucs have the momentum with them, and with the Bucs, it is very much a we can beat anyone, but we can lose to anyone. So they have a high ceiling, a very low floor. Commanders a little bit more of a not a low ceiling. They have a decent ceiling, but not high, and then a decent floor. And I'm kind of sort of I just feel like the Bucs will be able to get it done. Let's see. So I'm gonna get my Bucs here. I mean, we'll see how I decide the next matchup before I adjust it around. Okay. Green Bay, Eagles. Green Bay was in the same position last year. Not the same, but they were in the same spot last year. And they crushed the Cowboys. I don't think that's going to happen this time. I think the Eagles are kind of just too good at the moment. I mean, Saquon Barkley's having a great year. They got great wide receiver duo. Hurts, you know, say what you will about Hurts, but he has made it to a Super Bowl and was playing well enough to win in that Super Bowl, although they didn't. So he is trustworthy in that sense. The team had only 2 losses. I think only 2 losses, maybe 3. And I think they're just kind of too good. I do, like Green Bay. I'm a Tom Grossi fan, so I've learned to like them a little bit more than I usually would. But I feel like they just kind of don't have the momentum. They just lost to the Bears, which shows they can struggle to get it done. I don't have a lot of faith in them moving past the Eagles. If they do, you know what? That's 2 years in a row with them shocking the second seed, who is a NFC East representative. So I mean, we'll see. But I'm gonna go with Eagles. So back to the AFC here. The Chargers with the Chiefs. I mean, hey, as a Patriot fan, us Patriots, we had a good run. Our time is over. It's kind of the Chiefs' time now. It's their dynasty to lose. I think the Chargers will put up a decent fight, but I do think the Chiefs will just win. I can't not trust them to get the job done. You know, they've had a lot of close matches this year, and I think ultimately I don't think they will win the Super Bowl if they reach it, but I mean, it's kind of hard to say they won't beat the Chargers. I think whoever comes out of here will, if the Chiefs are going to lose, will probably lose to them. I don't trust the Ravens to beat the Chiefs, though. More so the Bills, because they've already proved that they can do it. So, out of the Bills and Ravens, I mean, the Ravens got a lot more going on for them, a lot more strategies they can implement. The Bills, they kind of have to hang on Josh Allen, and if Josh Allen doesn't do his thing, they're not going to be able to win that. They're not going to be able to. You know, they have a decent running back with James Cook, but he hasn't been as explosive as he was last year. At least it doesn't feel that way. Wide receivers, you know, they got some wide receivers that will put in some work. Like they have Curtis Samuel. They traded for Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper's good, but hasn't been as big as I thought he would be. Keenan Coleman, is what his name is, and then some decent tight ends, but and defensively, they kind of restructured everything for the Bills this year, but it's actually been working for them, I guess. But when they last faced the Ravens won. I do think the Bills will put up a better fight, but I actually think the Ravens are going to win this. We've already seen the Lions face the Vikings. I think it's going to be the same situation. Now is the time I must face the music and understand the Eagles are the Eagles, and the Buccaneers will beat the Eagles. Okay, the Buccaneers, they're going to crush the Eagles. It'll be a close match. We're going to stop Saquon. Our line's amazing. You know, don't look at it how much we've been scored on the whole year. We're going to win. Yeah, I don't think we need to even say anything about that. I think it's pretty clear. Reality-wise, though, I do think it's very likely for the Eagles to win that game. And I think the Bucs can win that game. But I think ultimately it'll be the Eagles. But I'm going to say the Bucs win because I want the Bucs to win. This is a very unbiased review and prediction. So from this, I think the Chiefs will beat the Ravens again. I think the Chiefs have started to put it together based on their last game where they started their starters. It's the Steelers, I think. It was a complete game. And if they can repeat that, then you know what? I'll get to it. Now, we beat the Lions. The Buccaneers beat the Lions in the beginning of the year. That was before their injuries, you know. I think they have picked up this momentum along with their injuries to where it doesn't matter that they have injuries. They're just going to fight hard. And the Buccaneers can win. But I'm going to say the Lions actually beat the Bucs here. Maybe it's because I like the Lions a little bit. Definitely more than I like the Eagles. Never forget, Nick Foles, what you did to me. And Tom Brady. But I think this is how a lot of people are predicting it to go. You still are your kryptonite. And, yeah, I mean, hopefully that's what happens. But, hey, this is what I think will take place. We'll see how right I am. And, all right. I mean, that's all for today. I'll see you guys next time. If you liked it, make sure to like and subscribe. for more of the content. Alright, I'll be seeing you.